My very first games. Games collection. 10 entry-level farm-themed games for 1 to 3 players 2 years and older. The game collection contains 10 games. The children can also focus on the game components in free play. Game 1. Unruly Animal Bingo. Each child is given 3 square tiles which they place face up in front of them. He or she turns over a round tile and places it on top of the matching square tile with the same picture. The winner is the first player to cover all his or her square tiles. Game 2. Domino Dicing. The youngest child starts by rolling the dice. If it shows a color, the player can take a tile that shows the matching color on one side. If it shows the sun, the player can take any tile. If it shows Farmer Nils gets a tile. The game ends when all the tiles have been distributed. The children's tiles and Farmer Nils tiles are laid out in a row. Now compare and see who has the longer row, the children of Farmer Nils. Game 3. Spring Cleaning in the Farmhouse. The youngest child starts by turning over any square tile followed by any round tile. Is the farmer shown on either one or both of the tiles? Then Farmer Nils is advanced to the next space on the board. Do the 2 pictures match? Then the 2 tiles are stacked face up in the field. The children win the game if they find all the matching pairs before Farmer Nils reaches the field. Game 4. Colorful Harvest Domino. Each child is dealt 3 dominoes. The children try to lay the dominoes down so that the 2 matching halves are next to each other. If it is not possible, the player can take one of the face-down dominoes from the middle of the table. If it is a possible match for the domino row, the child can play it immediately. The winner is the first child to have played all his or her dominoes. Game 5. Animals in the Field. The youngest child starts by turning over any square tile and then any round tile. Do the 2 pictures match? Then the child can place that pair in front of him or her. If not, the tiles are turned over again. The winner is the child that has collected the most tiles. Game 6. Explorers on the Farm. The youngest child starts by turning over a tile and searches the animal on the board. If the child finds the animal, it is allowed to keep the tile. If not, the neighboring player starts to look for the picture. The winner is the child that has collected the most tiles. Game 7. I Spy with My Little Eye. The youngest child starts by rolling the dice. If the die shows a color, the child points to an object on the board with the same color. If the child has identified a matching object, he or she is allowed to keep any tile as a reward. If the die shows the sun, you can take any tile as a reward. If the die shows Farmer Nils, the other children name a color and the child whose turn it is has to look for a matching object on the board. The winner is the child that has collected the most tiles. Game 8. The House of Farmer Nils. The youngest child starts by rolling the dice. If it shows a color, the player takes a building block in that color. If it shows the sun, the player can take any building block he or she likes. If it shows Farmer Nils, the player gets Farmer Nils. At the end of the game, every player constructs a house for Farmer Nils. The child with the tallest farmhouse wins the game. Game 9. Farmyard Construction. The youngest child starts by turning over a tile. The child looks around the board for the animals shown on the tile. The child looks for the appropriate building blocks and constructs the building. Did he or she succeed? Then the player gets the tile as a reward. The game ends when all the tiles have been handed out. It is a shared victory for all the children. Game 10. Let's Build a Stable. The youngest child starts by rolling the dice. If it shows a color, the player might take a building block in the appropriate color and place it either on the field pasture or on the building blocks already there. If the die shows the sun, the player can take any building block. If it shows Farmer Nils is advanced by 1 square. The children win the game if they manage to use all the building blocks to construct a stable before Farmer Nils reaches the field.